Hey guys, Deathletter Magic here, and clearly I've built a new deck. It's called the No Zone. This is just 2 because I shrunk it. It was like 102 cards, and that's how they all start until you test them, see what works, get rid of stuff. I've got rid of whole concepts in here, but I just wanted to build Blue Devotion because it was really cool last time. Turns out it's absolute garbage this time. In fact, the whole mechanic is kind of garbage this time, but there you go. That's what you get. Those are your choices. Wow. Great. So yeah, I ended up going with a secondary option, we'll say. Devotion is just kind of the backup plan. And the funny thing is, this deck could probably run just fine without Thassa. Now, this is a not terrifically competitive deck. It's good. It wins. I'd bring it to F&M. It's not that horribly control-y either for being mono blue. It's more of really a white deck. It's just giant creatures that get huge and just destroy everything in their path, which is really not blue. I mean, you want to talk about not sticking to the color pie. Yeah. So this is actually a Jace's Projection Nadir Kraken Callaphe deck. And you probably think, what do any of those do? I've never heard of them. Well, when you put them all together, I mean, you want to talk about counter spells and kind of like a duck and cover architecture where you've got the counter spells to protect your big bombs, except they're on the ground. So it's like duck and cover, but not good. And then you got draw triggers on top of it. You're drawing more control. It works. I mean, it's medium speed too. It's kind of fast. You'll see in one of the gameplays that I recorded. Wow, this is blitzy. If it goes, it goes. You might notice it's 61 cards. Cut this one. Cut Cyril and Aura. I just wanted to show it off because it's kind of cool. So first we got Spectral Sailor. Flying Flash. You could probably get away with it on their end step. Cool. And then pay 4 draw cards. So this draw trigger, unlimited draw triggers, blocker in the air, damage in the air, whatever. It only merits being 1 because outside of a Simic deck where you have 12 mana to actually pay for this, nah. So then we got, the classic Essence Capture, of course, and then, your creature's getting bigger. I mean, that's good for blue. Blue has small creatures, so the more help you can give them, the better. Then we got Fblthp, everybody's favorite. He's just there for ETB draw card, straight up. Rest of the abilities aren't relevant. Then we got Frogify. I mean, just take the biggest threat, boom, it's a frog. I mean, you could put this on a god card. I mean, do not underestimate this. There is one more you could run, actually, because of name jamming and just to confuse my opponent. There is a card just like Frogify. It is literally the same card, but it's a different card. So you should probably go 1/1 instead of 2 of this, just to make them think you have more than you do and make them second guess and just, throw your opponent off. And like I said, if they manage to block it by name or something, then you could get around it. So whatever. It's a little teeny tiny little hint for you there. I don't remember the name of the damn card, though. Then we got Hypnotic Sprite. I mean, double devotion, 2 damage for 2, flying in the air, and it has a counterspell ability. It is converted mana cost 3 or less, so it's not very reliable, but I thought, well, I can't not put this in. I mean, come on. Then we got Negate. You got to keep it 2/2. Okay, you might just think, oh, ditch them both and go to cancel. No, you got to keep it lean. You might only have 2 mana even really late in the game. Then we got Thassa's Oracle. I mean, this just handpicks something from your deck. You ain't going to hit that win con, but yeah, I mean, if you look at the top 12 and you just pick something you need, ooh, that can get rough. But having more than this, it just didn't seem to work. But, it's double devotion. It's pretty defensive. And it's, in this deck, by the time it comes up, practically just a tutor. You're probably going to get the card you need. Then we got Callaphe, the first massive bomb win con. Now, double devotion 0/3, so she's a 2/3 minimum. And her power is equal to your devotion to blue. Power. I think that's a typo. I think that should have said toughness. This is a blue creature. Oh my god, there's 5 of these, and I think 3 of them are toughness, and they made one of the attack ones be blue. I mean, what? I do not understand that. Why make a hyper-powered turbo attack power blue creature, especially one that looks like not a monstrous creature, we'll say. I mean, this looks like somebody you just run into at Burning Man. Which, honestly, somebody at Burning Man is probably on something and probably is going to stab you. So, I could be wrong. Maybe her having 12 attack and 3 toughness does make sense. Got that crack strength. Anyway, we've got Charmed Sleep. Now, Frogify, should I just cut it and put 4 Charmed Sleep? No. Because you spend 3 on this, well, then to cast Essence Scatter or Negate, let alone, Sinister Sabotage, you got to have a lot more mana open. So, I mean, 2 versus 3, even with the double devotion, yeah. Now, this leaves him with a 1/1, and this leaves him with nothing. It's gone, basically. Yeah, it is what it is. I mean, it's just devotion isn't that important, and it's there. It's reliable. So I split it 2-2. It is what it is. Then we got a Cloudkin Seer. This is huge. 2 damage in the area. It's 3, whatever. Mana. But ETB, draw a card. So there's your trigger. This is card draw trigger deck. Speaking of that, Nadir Kraken. So whenever you draw a card, including, the beginning of your turn, yeah, you may pay 1 if you do put a counter on it. So it's getting 1 bigger every turn. That's a given. And then create a blue tentacle. So chump blocker. I mean, this card is insane. This is one of the most powerful cards in the set. I've actually seen people playing this in other decks. It is absolutely worth it. It's crazy. I mean, this in like Simic Flash, or not Simic Flash, Simic Ramp, Simic anything. Yeah, that's why there's 4 of. I mean, this is game ending right here. You get a flood while also getting a giant threat, while also encouraging the deck to run draw, which is also card advantage, which is also counter spells to protect it. I mean, to say that this is synergistic, yeah, I mean, come on. This card's out of control, bonkers crazy. Then we got 1 Phantom Warrior. I mean, I had to. It's unblockable. It takes out Planeswalkers. It's double devotion. This was in my original blue Master of Waves devotion deck from back in the day. You could cut it, I mean, but it's pretty damn good, honestly. I mean, 10 swings and they're dead. Yeah, just keep that in mind. Most of the creatures are flying too, so do not underestimate this. It's good in this deck. It's just not good enough to run more than 1. Then we got, Counterspell with Surveil, duh. Then we got Wavebreak Hippocamp. Now see, this is not that kind of deck. It doesn't run, the Jumpstart, the Chemist's Insight, Opt. It isn't like 50% counter spells. So it says whenever you cast your first spell during each opponent's turn, draw a card. So in theory, you would take card draw and add 1 to it, or take a counter spell and replace it. I thought, well, I mean, it's not impossible to have that happen. And I mean, like, Spectral Sailor has Flash. That qualifies technically. But, it's a draw trigger. It is single devotion. And, like, it almost didn't even make the cut. But I thought, I can't not run it. This is one of the most powerful blue cards in the set. So then we got Ashiok's Erasure. I mean, this is a counter spell that's also 2 devotion, that's also a name jammer, that also doesn't put the spell in their graveyard. So, I mean, this is just good, but having a counter spell that costs 4, I mean, good luck leaving 4 mana open. It's not impossible, but that's why I just put in 1, So next up, Dungeon Geists. I mean, flying 3 damage, there you go. I mean, that adds up quick in a deck where you don't let them do anything. And then double devotion, and it taps something down until it leaves. So, I mean, that creature's gone. So, you're kind of doubling down and not having this get removed, but, whatever. It's a bit of a lightning rod because of that, but that's fine. Keep it off of the Callaphe and the Nadir Kraken. That's fine. Then we got Jace's Projection, the other absolute game winner. Now, it does start at 2-2, but whenever you draw a card, do not get this confused with whenever you draw your second card each turn. This is every turn. Every turn, put a 1/1 counter on it. So, every turn is going to get 1 bigger. And then some, if you can cause draw triggers to happen. So you can just sit on this, sit on counter spells, and just have this get bigger. I mean, oh my gosh, this thing's powerful. I did cut it to 3 because it costs 4. It just is what it is. And then we got Thassa. It almost didn't make the cut because I don't need that flicker ability. The tap ability is interesting, but it probably wouldn't leave enough mana open for a counter spell. It's a nice backup plan. It's just a 6/5 indestructible, and the devotion is there. That's the only reason this is here. It is not one of the better cards in the deck, which is kind of funny because in the Flicker decks running, Meteor Golem, the ETB draw 3, put 2 back, and just the worst of the worst of the worst ETB effects, including Mr. Steely Pants. Freaking hate that guy. Yeah, she flickers them and they get it every time. If this comes in, you might as well just forfeit. They need to ban this card immediately. But in this deck, it's a pretty damn fair card because all it is a 6/5 god. That's it. Then we got Cavalier of Gales. I mean, triple devotion, flying, damage in the air, game winner, and when it enters battlefield, you draw 3 cards. That's 3 draw triggers, and then put 2 cards from your hand on the top of your library in any order. And then when it dies, you get a free scry too. So this is just good. But 5 is, it's high despite having, I think, 24 lands in this deck. And then we got Sir Eleonora. If you want to get this to 60, which you should, cut her. I just thought she's interesting. She's not devotion based, but she does kind of match the deck. She's a 0/4. With double devotion, 5 cost, and when she enters the battlefield to draw a card. So immediately, draw trigger replaces herself. Cool. And then her power is equal to the number of cards in your hand. So, I mean, you get that pretty big. I mean, you could have a 7/4 for 5, which is, still not that good. But also, spells your opponent's cast that target hers cost 2 more. and then you're like holding cards in hand on purpose, and probably some of them are counter spells. Yeah, like you can see how this kind of works, but she is the weakest link in the deck, and being at the top of the mana cost curve, nah, get rid of her. But yeah, we got Castle Vantress and Islands. That's it. That's all you get. I mean, you could do the put a spell back on top of your deck, but you're just going to ruin your next draw. So, like, whatever. Put it in if you want. I don't like it. It comes in tapped if you don't have 3 islands, too. And this isn't an island, so just saying. But yeah, that free scry is pretty nice because you can do it during their end step if you are holding a counter spell and then didn't need it. So everything in this deck just works. It's synergistic. It's not that good of a deck, but it's fun to play. So speaking of that, let's see some gameplay, because this is going to be some entertainment right here. All right, so first game, very good open. We got Callaphe, we've got the Kraken. Second card draw is the third land that we need. Another land, a lot of lands in this deck, but, you know, when they show up, yeah, I mean, I don't feel comfortable talking about like 10, to be honest. Makes me discard, that's annoying, but I get rid of the weakest link in the deck, Thassa. Funny saying that, considering it's a ban-worthy travesty, but Fblthp, he should not have blocked that for various reasons, but I mean, now, okay, yeah, it's like, now he knows my deck is hyper-aggressive. So if he doesn't kill it, I win. He doesn't kill it. It's that simple. Now we're going full-blown duck and cover, where it's just, there's the duck, now cover it. Just counter everything that threatens this, which I make a huge mistake here. I don't know what the hell I was thinking. He summons Ill-Gotten Inheritance, and I counter it. What the hell was I thinking? Luckily, Negate's on top, so that's your cover right there. I mean, unless he brings out a 1/1 Death Toucher, should be fine. So I swing, and yeah, I mean, the 2 tentacles, you're getting the distribution. This is rough. He's getting mad lands, but see, there it is. Boom. Cover. I mean, 2 more swings, he's dead. And I've got Ashioks, so I think I ended up needing it too, which is kind of funny. I mean, there it is. What are you gonna do? Even if you got rid of Nadir, 2 swings with the tentacles. Great merchant these nuts. Bye. Ouch. Yep, that was fast for blue. That was really fast. But you know, duck and cover don't play. All right, game 2 here. By the way, that last game legit was like 3 minutes and 30 seconds real time if I didn't speed it up. So yeah, a blue control deck won in 3.5 minutes on Arena. Damn. So I flashed this in during his end step because I'm that guy today, apparently. So there we go. I don't know what he could have possibly done with between 0 and 1 mana, but okay, so this is obviously Aura Stacks. I mean, people are only playing 1 of 7 decks right now, so it's pretty damn obvious. And that's at all levels. You can see I'm in the gold league, but like whatever. So yeah, I get that extra card draw. That's cool. We're a little bit light on control. I really didn't need 6 lands. I mean, we're getting a little nuts there, but Shuffler's a real gem this time. I get the 1 fetch card I don't really need, but if it comes to it, I mean, I've got the devotion to at least handpick something decent. And I do have Ashiok's Erasure, which is pretty nice. So we're going to start seeing some stuff. All that glitters is a bold move to put on early. I'm like, nah, that can't be flying. I ain't going to allow that. Plus a card draw. Another Aura stack with a card draw? No. But he does drop Setessan on her, I believe, and then that's card draw trample. I called that one during the spoilers. That's a damn good card. So yeah, if you can keep replacing it, this deck, by the way, you can lose on turn 4 to this deck. Like the one he's playing. Yeah. Charm Sleep. Oh, gotta give him the sarcastic oops because I freaking hate this deck. So now it's 15 to 12 and he can't do shit. I mean, if he has God's Willing, cool, he could probably make that blue fall off, but people don't run that. Boy, that Shuffler is just an absolute treasure this time. I just say, well, we got 2, let's go for it. So I get to look at, I think, 11 cards. And I think I ended up settling on either another Jace's Projection or Dungeon because I thought it was funny. I think I go for Dungeon, yeah. Because if I can pin down something with like 5 auras on it, that's just funny to me. So, oh, ouch. Fblthp's pounding your face. You don't want to lose to Fblthp? Come on. I mean, he did topple the statue, I believe. I don't know. I didn't read the book, but he does return to nature that. I'll give him that. That was actually pretty good. And then he didn't get an air blocker. But, you know, whatever. I don't care. It gets card draw. That's pretty dope. All right. Another land, though. We're both getting flooded pretty good. Kendra's Transformation. Okay. I mean, if you want. I think he might forfeit after this. He's not. Yeah, he shouldn't have done that. Yeah, that was. Yeah. So, interesting match. I mean, if you put all your eggs in one basket against a pure control deck, which this is a legit control deck. You might think control, like 3-color, black, white, blue, draw, undo every last thing they do. No, I take their biggest threat that I can't deal with, and I deal with it. That's it. I mean, how many counterspells and pin down cards are there in this deck? It's not even the majority. It's maybe 15 tops. The rest of it is an actual deck that actually does things, actually progresses the game. This is a control deck, okay? This is what the designers of the game intended to be a, quote, control deck, not the disgrace Esper crap we're seeing right now. Just FYI, little public service announcement for you. And yeah, I believe that was about a 2-minute game, 2.5-minute game in real time. I mean, guys, if there's one thing Blue is known for, it's its giant, horrible, unstoppable creatures and its blitzy, blazing speed. Okay, if you want to know how hilarious this game is, just look at that opener. That is a solid opener in 2020 Magic right here, standard Magic. That is your standard opener right there. All right. It actually is. I mean, it's not the strongest open I've seen this deck do because it doesn't have a win con. Also, I wasn't able to stop that frickin' 1-drop oven. Oh, it pisses me off. We need like a 0-cost counterspell that says if the spell that you're trying to counter is some overpowered net deck, pinnacle of the deck bullshit, then counter it. I mean, it'll be up to a judge's decree, but all right. So I decided, okay, I'm sitting on 3 counterspells. We're gonna see what he does. I can't let him get the cat out. I know that because that'll be the end of it. I can't pin down the cat. He'll just sack it. I have no way of getting rid of the oven. So if I can at least put the cat in the graveyard, he has to wait until the next time he gets food, which will be the next time he sacks something with the oven, which might be something he needs, or he might just not draw it. So I thought, well, that's the best I could do. And I thought, you know what? If I'm going to win, I'm going to win. This is a ping away deck. He could block forever with that stupid freaking cat and then sack it in response, and I don't have trample, but if that stays out and then I can stop everything he does from now on, I win. Now, that's an interesting one because Fblthp can't get through. I probably should have played this differently than I did because I know what he's going to do. Today's all misplays. I didn't get enough damn sleep and I had to work a double because somebody else is out at my work. So that's fun. So today I'm all burnt out on caffeine that I shouldn't have drank and taken that long to make a decision apparently, and this is sped up by 50%. So I'm like, oh, let's do charmed sleep. That's a great idea. Well, it's gone now. I think I didn't like his sack triggers, or I didn't like that he could ping my creatures one at a time in case I got the tentacles on. I don't know what the hell I was thinking. I was watching Netflix. So, he tries to steal Fblthp, which doesn't work. Read the card, dumbass. But yeah, second oven is what you need. That'll do it. You're good now. You're good. You're covered. So now we go full-blown duck and cover. Okay, there's the duck. You see the cover. Let's see what happens. He literally can't win the game. I can't think of a card he could cast right now that would win. It just doesn't exist. Bye-bye. Active treason these nuts, you jackass. All right, there's another land. I mean, land ho. Hey, 1 turn away from winning. I mean, like I said, this thing is better than Scoot Mob. Oh, he tried to steal it again. Hands off, thief. Screw you. I don't need that. Probably going to draw another one, though, I bet. Ding dong. All right, there we go. Bye, Felicia. Yeah, that deck, that oven needs to be banned. Not even the cat, just the oven. They can leave the cat. Oven's got to go. All right, so here we've got a 1-lander, which sucks because the rest of that hand is insane, but I can't get away with it. I mulligan, and that is some unplayable garbage, and that's why I lose this one. Otherwise, he's running the pinnacle, the absolute peak of human ingenuity when it comes to being a dickish jackass at Magic the Gathering. You can't build a more offensive slap in the face of a deck than this. So, kind of hinting at what happens here, but I wanted to throw in, not all wins. Yeah, and of course, like day one, he bought all of the premium ones because he's a pay-to-win net decking, just whale douche. So, I do have her out, but it just goes nowhere. I mean, I got a Negate. I don't really care. I do negate his fires, which is pretty fun. You gotta hit him with both. You gotta give him the oops in the good game. Kaya, that bitch ain't gonna do shit. Sorry to tell you. So, I thought, okay, fires is gone. 1 trick pony. He does have an awful lot of land, though, so if he's, got fighters into some 5, 6, 7 costs, he could just naturally cast them, so I'm not out of the woods yet. I thought, okay, well, I got nothing better to do, let's do Thassa, and you know what? What the hell, let's flicker a bitch. So, no ETB, but she's untapped, hey, whatever. Agent of Treachery. Yep, that's where it all goes tits up. So he gets the Thassa trigger. I think I just lead him along because you never know. And in fact, I almost actually stop his deck. I actually almost do. But just lands. I don't need lands. That's not what I need right now. What I do need is to turn Thassa into a frog. That's some funny shit. But I don't need lands. So, he hits me with one of the most dickish spells. Remember, this is, I believe, a 5-color deck. There we go. Captive Audience. 7-cost bullshit card. I don't know who thought that was fun and fair gameplay right there, but I thought, well, okay, game's on. I don't need my hand. Screw you. And I'm like, I'm gonna rig my next turn, and then I'm gonna turn the whole game around. Turns out, no, it's 2 more fucking cards I don't need, and then a counter spell that's way too late. So if I would have countered that Agent of Fates, I probably would have actually had him. That's a shame. And then Garruk. I mean, this is just a parade of broken horse shit at this point. Oh, this guy. Seriously, I've played against this asshole before. Anybody who plays this deck with those lands should just go find a different game. Seriously, how big of an asshole do you have to be? This is unbelievable that they even allow a deck like this to exist. And that people can reasonably, consistently play 5-color in Standard. You've got to be kidding me. And good game? Good game. You call that a good game. What was good about that game? Nothing. Not a damn thing. But to a net decking douche running, free casting control-a-thon shit, any game they win is a good game, apparently, even though it was an absolute just mana-flooded shit show. So yeah, if you see this asshole playing this deck, boat anchor him. Just every single turn. As soon as you see fires get cast, just 45 seconds every single turn. That'll send him a message. It's the only thing we do. It's the only thing we can do to stop these fuckers from playing this shit. That's all we have left. Wizards won't ban it, so I'm going to personally waste my time to make sure that they're pressured to stop playing that deck and to stop playing the game. And then that benefits all of us as a community, so I'd recommend you all do exactly the same. If you disagree with me, I don't care, you're wrong. It's really that simple. So the fact that still, that was a tragedy of an opener. If I had enough counterspells, I could have stopped this entire deck and he would have forfeited on turn 8. Because there goes both of his shots at winning. Oh well. What's he gonna do now? Cast them one at a time? Spoiler alert, I can counter them one at a time and I could outdraw them 3-1. So yeah, I almost had it. That really taught him a lesson. A garbage, tier 5 mono blue devotion deck crushes his stupid net deck that he copied off some forum. That would have been nice. So yeah, I wanted to show that as an example of just how shit the game is. It had nothing to do with this deck. But yeah, if this deck works right, it goes. Like I said, if it goes, it goes. it's duck and cover, it's outdraw, it's card advantage. Past about turn 10, if you're still there, you're still kicking, and the board state isn't a tragedy, giddy up. And oh my god, you don't even want to start me about what this deck can do with a sideboard in best of 3. You can take out 15 cards and custom tailor your deck to kick somebody square in the balls with a sideboard with this deck. So that's why, considering this deck is probably $25 tops, yeah, I figured for once, instead of building a $400 arena-only deck, I'd build one that you guys can take to F&M and not be seen as too much of an asshole. So yeah, that My Little Pony video is still coming. I gotta get to bed because I gotta go to work early tomorrow, even though I'm sick. Hopefully I can leave early too. And fuck you, Wizards, and fuck the state of Standard.